Oh, he just shut me up, didn't he? Shut me up quick. Shut me up real quick. I just did it this morning. Just this morning. I said, I dropped the live saying Kendrick is still MIA. Damn, you gonna do me like that? Shout out to checks and balances on my Twitter. I scrolled my joint. I saw an ad. It said, yo, speaking of ARP, all right, we been here before. Let me click it. Let me see what's really going on. Let me click the tweet within the tweet, the mention. Click that link. Shit, go to his page, Kendrick Lamar's official page. I said, oh, wait a minute. It's up. It's up. I said, it's up. Damn, so he did be like, I literally just dropped the joint this morning saying Kendrick is still MIA. And yo, we gotta give some points to Whack 100. I know Whack 100 says a lot of questionable things. You gotta take a lot of shit Whack says with a grain of salt. But Whack just said with Adam 22 on No Jumper, he said we're not gonna make it out the week before Kendrick responds. And he's over there on the West Coast. Hey, he was right. Or he tapped somebody and reached out to him, told him something was on the way. Yep, y'all see what shirt I put on. I had to put the shooter type shirt on for this. I mean, my first reaction, I got it right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna play it. I want to vibe out with checks and balances. I want to vibe out with the chat. I'm not gonna play it because it's on his official YouTube channel, which means all y'all gonna get striped. All y'all. This ain't no leak. This ain't no throw it out over here, give it to academics, give it to somebody else. This ain't none of that. It's on his official page. So I'm not gonna play it right here like we normally do. Everybody's gonna get striped for playing it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna get striped for playing it. So first reaction is, damn, I gotta level myself and be real. Because the time passes and we get caught up in the moment of wanting. Where is it? We want the back and forth. We want when you get hit, we see you get the other person get hit back immediately. I was in that just like everybody else. Just this morning on this morning's live, I was like this. Kendrick, what's up? Are we gonna start taking points off? Oh, he erases that feeling of I made you wait. Let's be real. And then on top of that, we're gonna talk more about the track. On top of that, it hits. So it's like at least it was worth the wait. At least it was worth the wait. I mean, is there a real shot clock on responses? Do you have to get into the booth within 2-3 days? You know, Drake pulled that on Meek back to back and all that. Kendrick really, even the stuff that he's addressing about this ain't no 20v1 nigga, blah blah blah. So one verse, all that, even letting that stuff die down, tactical, smart, works, makes sense now. All right, Euphoria. Let's talk about it. Track first starts. I'm looking at it right now. It's 6 minutes and 24 seconds, right? Track first starts. See, the name of it is Euphoria, and a euphoric beat comes on. You know, some mellow out, grab your glass of wine type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm listening, and I'm picking up on the words like, yep, this is a response. He's saying things in there that this is clearly for Drake. Okay. But what is this fucking rose petal take a walk in the park beat ass? What the fuck is this? I'm like, no. He just killed his coast. I know he let his people down. Hip hop is about to flame him. Oh my God. Drake is gonna have a field day with this. I'm listening. I'm like, he really just J. Cole'd himself. I'm like, he just J. Cole'd himself, son. And then the beat changes. And I'm like, okay, that was an intro. And then the beat warms up. I'm like, oh shit. Whatever's about to happen, this beat is tough. And then he starts rapping. And I'm like, oh shit. Even before we get to the because the beat changes the third time too. Even before we get to that, I was like, yo, this second beat is dope. Yo. So we getting down, we getting through this whole mix now. Like, was it worth the wait? My answer is yes. It was worth the wait. Do I now respect his delay? It feels like it makes sense now. Yes, it does. Overall, which track is better? I've listened to it, Euphoria, 3 times already. I listened to it 3 times. We got to be careful, people. We got to be careful. We can't do the prisoner of the moment thing. We can't do the prisoner of the moment thing. But Kendrick shit goes. Kendrick's joint goes. Drop it, drop and give me 50 goes. Kendrick might have touched on more stuff. Drake was definitely more indirect as far as like hinting at like other bombs to come. This is definitely gonna be it's definitely gonna be round one. I feel like Drake was got to the point where he was begging for Kendrick's response so bad, you had no choice but to assume like, yo, he's got Kendrick trapped in a corner. And he's trolling him now with the picture he took the other day about his girl's college or whatever. He's doing the trolling. And even the melody at the end of Drop and Give Me 50, when he starts singing, drop, 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 drop. That's not the title. It's like begging for him to drop. And once again, that's just my opinion. I said, like, the things that he's talking about, like, this ain't even everything I know. Don't wake the demon up. All that. When Drake is saying that, I feel like he's like, I want to over violate. I just want you to respond and get into this mix officially so that I could take the gloves all the way off. I feel like Drake is sitting on a lot of big shit that he has yet to say, right? Kendrick obviously comes off in this Euphoria track sounding very, very confident. It is what it is. Whether I'm trapped or not, where I have to respond and I might be walking into some ridiculous angle that Drake is about to hurt me bad with or kill me with. Either way, he stepped out. He finally responded. I love the track. He sounds confident. And I think that he definitely was more direct and he goes at more stuff and he lays on the angle. Like, I feel like Rick Ross laid the ground for this a little bit. I'm not saying that Kendrick is following Rick Ross. I'm not saying that, but he's definitely doing white, the white angle. You look at the end. I'm not comfortable with you saying nigga and all that. He's putting that in people's mind. Like he keep the Tommy Hilfiger and the FUBU line bar that's in there. We know FUBU for us by us. Tommy Hilfiger has or had a reputation of the owner being like racist and all that type of stuff. That's why a lot of people stop wearing Tommy Hilfiger. Like he has bars like this. He's going at that angle. He's going at that angle. Oh, and he's also going at the differences of Drake angle too. He's like, I like Drake when he's doing melodies. I don't like when Drake plays tough. So trying to put Drake in this light of like, you're not really tough. You're not a gangster. You're not a shooter. You're not none of this. Keep being this guy over here. And then also the cultural or the racial divide that he's trying to create. We accept Drake. Nobody's ever got at Drake for saying the word nigga or ever said, yo, one of your parents ain't black. Nobody's, but he puts that shadow over you. That's what Kendrick just tried to do. He did the abs thing on him too. Rick, that's another one that Rick Ross kind of started with the fake abs and all that shit. Yo, I think damn, drop and give me 50. See, when it was Nas and Jay-Z, this was what Jay-Z said, and a lot of people was like, "Why would you think that?" Because he kind of kicked it off with Takeover. It was such an epic moment. One of my favorite concert moments of all time. I forget which Summer Jam it was, but I was there, man. And it was the same show where Jay-Z brought Michael Jackson out on stage, and we're all in the crowd like Michael Jackson. Yeah, right. It's the only time I got to see Michael Jackson in the flesh. He brings Michael Jackson out on stage, and then the crowd erupts. And when the crowd finally calms down, all Michael Jackson says is, "I love you guys." And then and the whole crowd goes crazy and he walks off stage. You know what I'm saying? And then he does the Summer Jam screen on Prodigy and he drops Takeover. You know what I'm saying? And this is Nas. And we're just like, Nas does Ether, Jay does Super Ugly. People start to compare Super Ugly and Ether, give Nas the win, even though I also think Ether is better than Takeover as well. So I feel like, if you got to go single for single or one for one, Nas wins either way. But that's how it went. In this case, we got the Like That verse. It's not like he was super direct and going crazy for a whole verse or nothing like that. But it hit, man. You could listen to that song in the club. I play it in the gym. Like That is such a tough track and a tough verse from Kendrick. So we put it in the mix. It was what kind of kicked everything off. Here comes Drake with the drop and Gimme 50. I still feel like the Hey Whitney was real, but we could scratch it, whatever. Here comes Drake with the drop and Gimme 50. Good track. Good track. Oh, we're forgetting one, right? We're forgetting the one that got pulled from Pac's estate, where he uses the Pac and the Snoop AI, right? Clever, creative, good timing, more angles, more confidence, more begging Kendrick to come outside with him. And here goes Kendrick with Euphoria. So how do we rate this now? At this part of the battle, how do we rate this? Do we say we got the Like That, the drop and Gimme 50, and the AI joint versus, or Like That and Euphoria versus Drake's? Like, how do we do this? Or are we just going the full songs? Right? Are we saying that the AI joint was a throwaway of Drake just continuing to troll and beg, Kendrick to come outside? What are we doing? Are we saying we really just want to do drop and Gimme 50 versus Euphoria? That would be the most logical. I'm not saying there's really no rules to this shit. There's no book to this shit of how it's supposed to go when they're doing this competition. Some people out there is gonna put all four joints together. They're gonna say, Like That, drop and Give Me 50, the AI joint, and Euphoria. All four tracks is in the mix. Let's compare it all and see who's up. Put it all together. Right? There's no rules. There's no rules. But with Kendrick dropping Euphoria right now, to me, it feels like that's the track that is supposed to be the response to drop and Give Me 50. That's how I'm doing it. That's how I'm going with this right now. I feel like I think that's the round one. Drake threw some bonus stuff in there, the AI joint, and obviously, and we could say that Kendrick's kickoff was a bonus. However you want. How about those two cancel each other out? Let's go when it's up. We going at each other. The whole world is watching. J. Cole bows out. He says, "I'm out of this." All of that, right? We waiting for Drake. Drake comes and he does the drop and Give Me 50. Kendrick, we sitting around going like this. He spins the block and says, "I'm here." Cool, Euphoria. That's what I'm doing. Drop and Give Me 50, Euphoria. Ugh. Damn. The newness factor, the living in the moment factor is fucking with me because Euphoria is just brand new. It's been out for less than an hour. Damn. I'm gonna let Euphoria settle in a little bit more. I'm gonna give Euphoria another 24 hours. I'm gonna listen to it a bunch more time. I gotta listen to it loud. I gotta play it like loud on some loud speakers. I just played it on my cell phone a couple. I need to play it. I need to let it. I don't want to jump. You know what I'm saying? Like we do that a lot. I've done it before. It's human nature. We're all guilty of it. I don't want to just, and that honestly means to me, if drop and Give Me 50 was that tough and people really like that track, just the initial feeling and the initial response to Euphoria must be good. Because off rip, I'm like, hold on, don't jump out the window. Don't Euphoria might get that 24-hour aging effect where you're like, yo, because I just called out 5 minutes ago, like some standout little points, the abs thing, the cultural divide that he's still creating, some of the shots that he took. I'm pretty sure if I let Euphoria age with me for another 24 hours, and I'm looking online and I see the bar breakdowns and everything, and the things that went over at my head, or the things that I didn't miss, or even the stuff that we don't really know about, that's like hidden code that people decode on the internet for us. Just like, I'm out in Tokyo because I'm big in Japan, and then people create all the backstory to that bar. Before that, everybody was like, that's a mediocre or whack bar for Drake to open up with. Like, what? It doesn't even really have a big demographic in Tokyo. What is he talking about? And then people break it down, and it's like, oh, there's got to be some stuff like that in Euphoria. There has to be. And that's why I'm like, yo, let me not jump out the window. I don't want to do the compare and choose a winner of those two tracks. This has to be only round one. Drake wasn't begging for him to drop so that he could not come back with something else. The AI shit was him just trying to further bait him. Drake is dying to put out something else. But round one, who took round one? I need 24. Checks and balances. I need 24. I need 24. Euphoria is another warning that Kendrick is going to expose Drake for a pedophile. What? This is news to me, checks and balances. Oh, wait. People are gonna say because Drake deals with a lot of younger women. Drake is like what, in his late 30s now? It's gotta be like in at least his late 30s. Hold on, let me pull it up right now. Hold on, y'all. How old? Hold on. How old is Drake? Drake is 37 years old. Okay. So if that's a subtopic within itself, and we talk about, hey fellas, man, I'm a man, I can't speak for you. Y'all women got your own little code, whatever. I don't know. Yo, fellas, at what age, hold on. Y'all see y'all. At what point, like let's just stick with 37. A 37-year-old, what age bracket do you feel like he should stick to? Right? On some old just right. There's a factor of being able to connect with somebody, because the physical, part of a relationship is that's not what keeps people together. I remember I had this conversation with a girl like a month ago. We had a deep conversation. I was telling her, I was like, and I've had this conversation several times. Sometimes women ask me for advice or certain shit. You'd be surprised. The same way I do that with women. I build with women. Like women ask me, well, yo, from a guy's point of view, hey, like tell me about this. And I'm like, yo, from girl, I'll ask them too. And I'll ask straight up, like, if you're really, really talking about a woman hanging around, I don't give a fuck how much assets she has. That's not what keeps a man long term. That's a whole nother topic that we can go down for. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. For a 37-year-old, the mental stimulation has to be there. If this 19-year-old is just your cup of tea physically or whatever, and you end up smashing because in whatever state 19 is legal for you or whatever, cool. But there's not a 37-year-old cannot be mentally stimulated to me by a 19-year-old. A 19-year-old hasn't even lived in that adult life. You're a teenager, like you're a kid. You know what I'm saying? So I guess the pedophile angle, but we got to be careful with that word, y'all. We got to really be careful with that word. And I don't mean that from a YouTube standpoint. I mean from like really putting on somebody's jacket. Let's be real. Because there are women out there, we call them sugar mamas. There are men out there, we call them sugar daddies, and they like to be with younger people. You got some women out there talking about like a young man that's full of energy, and there's some men out there like a young woman that they feel is, easy to control, or they want to build or mold their woman. I'm trying to teach them everything to cater to them. So all types of shit. There are different strokes for different folks. But we got to be careful with that title, because if you're I gotta stop saying that on YouTube. You're the P word, the pedal word or whatever. To me, people really want to apply that based on the dictionary definitions of that word. You know what I'm saying? Can he be called out for dealing with a lot of younger girls, like girls in their early 20s and whatnot? That's an angle to use. And if it comes out on some crazy shit, that's a bad angle for Drake. That's career damaging. That's career hurting. It's like what Pusha T did to Drake. You you tell the whole world this guy has a child, And with Drake being who Drake is, people feel like they're not finding out because you're trying to hide him, and then you paint him as a deadbeat dad and all that. You are hiding a child. You know what I'm saying? It hurt. Drake knows it hurt. He's like, yeah, you won. You won that battle. You got that. So if that's what it is with what somebody just put in the chat, then oh, this is definitely round one. And I'm gonna let Euphoria. I gotta play it at a high volume. I'm putting it in the gym today. I'm gonna play it at a high volume. I need to sit with it. I need to get online and get more of the lyric interpretations and some of the things that I missed and understand there's certain things he said. And then I'll compare the two and say what I think one round one. I don't want to jump out the window. I don't want to jump out the window. But overall, rating wise, even now, I'm fucking scared to do because Kendrick is he's a fucking lyricist, man. I'll say it's a good diss track. And I also say it's a good response. It's a good reply. I don't feel like, damn, we waited all this time for this. No, I'm cool with what we just got from Kendrick. I'm good with what we just got from Kendrick. Round one. Round one. Hold on. Let's jump into the let me rock with some of the members and the supers. AK, what up, homie? Appreciate you gifting us always. Shout out to the members. What do we got here? Who won the beef? Who won round one? I just explained. For me, it's not that easy. Instant messenger Sama. Appreciate the super. After so many sneak disses from Drake's part on the over three tracks, this is what you get, son. Kendrick is still the most layered rap artist in the game. Greets from Austria. Dog. Appreciate that. Shout out to Austria. People tapping in around the world as always. I appreciate y'all. That's one of the things. He's such a layered lyricist. You're right. And that's another reason why I'm like, all right, listen to it like three times. I gotta play it loud. I gotta make sure I really catch everything, even the things I don't know about. I'm not hip to. I want to get online. I want to see people kind of really break down some of his shots. And oh yeah, Kendrick gave us a good one. He is probably the most layered guy. And I like his creativity. Like he plays with his voice patterns and like even in the like that, like I never heard that sound effect before. Is that supposed to be a gunshot? Outlive Mike Jack, nigga, bomb. Oh, your dog's getting buried. You know what I'm saying? The way he plays with his octaves and everything like that. He's an artist, man, and then he's such a layered lyricist. Oh, Drake is very creative and slick and petty. And Kendrick is such a good rapper, syllable for syllable, bar for bar, layer for layer, very complex, but he's clear. It's not like he's some lyrical blah, 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 and just like you don't know what the fuck is going on. Like Kendrick is clear, and that's why it's a lot there. There's a lot there. I feel like he could have put more in his 620 than Drake did in his two diss tracks. He might have. He might have. I was only speaking about the obvious ones during this so far. The obvious joints that came out. Members, what up? Kendrick just bodied Drake. If you listen close, ARP. I'm gonna give it more close listens. I'm not calling any bodies right now. And if I jump back on this stream tonight or tomorrow and I'm talking more about, oh, we just figured out more shit, y'all, checks and balances about Euphoria, and this line over here meant this, and that line over there meant that, then I'm not gonna let y'all kill me. Hey, are you just saying yes? No, no, I know that I just listened to some shit and I want to be careful. I know I just listened to some shit and I want to be careful. If it wasn't that, then I'd be able to just jump out and be like, yeah, hey, Kendrick, yeah, he can, it's cool, but drama give me 50 clear. No, I gotta be careful with this. Euphoria is garbage if we're keeping it a stack. I'm keeping it a stack, and in my opinion, it is far from trash, sir. Um, I respect the opinions. Everybody's gonna have it. Some people say drop and give me 50 is whack. Some people say like that is whack. Some people say the AI joint that Drake did was whack with Snoop and, and Pac. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. We respect it over here. We respect each other. You know what I mean? I would just ask you, give it another listen. I mean, because garbage, I would rather hear something from Checks and Balances that's more like, I don't like it, or I think Drake's was better. But garbage, I think that's a stretch, homie. I respect your opinion. We respect each other. We talk to each other respectful over here, but I think garbage becomes a little bit of a reach, just a little bit, homie. My nigga though. ARP, you seen that creepy video from Drake kissing 17-year-old? Nah, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. Are they starting to pull a Diddy on Drake now and pull out all these old videos? And because now this whole narrative is on top of Drake of him dealing with younger girls? Is that what's going on? Is that what's next to come? I didn't see that video. No, I did not. Um, Kissing in the mouth on the lips, like is uh, I'll leave that there for now. Shout out to Rich, put me on. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know. OG, what up? Kendrick Snap. Lame Drake fans tight. Here we go. Everybody choose a side. Yo, listen, checks and balances. We could do this together. We could, we don't have to we don't have to do divide and conquer, pun intended. We don't have to do divide and conquer in checks and balances, okay? There's gonna be people in checks and balances and in the chat that's like, I don't rock with Drake's joint, or I don't rock with Kendrick's joint, but we don't need to fucking create checks. I mean, we don't need to do divide and conquer in here. We don't need to go at war with each other. Like, yo, y'all Drake fans in the chat, y'all horrible. Y'all Kendrick fans in the chat, y'all horrible. We here to break down the battle, y'all, because it's up. It's up. We got what we've been asking for, and I think the rabbit hole is just going to continue to Alice in Wonderland type shit now. I mean, it was already that, but Simon, what up? Drake would not even dare to put out a full on diss track with his own voice on Dot. All this is just a warm up for Kunta. Um, I mean, dropping "Give Me 50" was a full all out diss track. No, I mean he addressed other people in it. He had the Metro Boomin now classic ball. He had a shot at Rick Ross in there. It sounded like he had some for Future and yeah, but it was a diss track. So to me, I mean, once you know I'm being dissed directly, officially, and the whole world is talking about it, it's not like these hidden subliminals that these two guys have been doing all these years. Drop and Give Me 50 is an official diss track. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I don't know about that, homie. I don't know. Drake won. How about Drake is either losing or winning? This is not the end. Drake did not beg for a Kendrick response and been trolling him ever since for nothing. He wanted him outside so he could do something else. We're gonna see what that is, but this is not the end of it. Risky Blunt, appreciate it. Yeah, so you could say Drake is winning if that's your opinion, but it's not. This is far from the end. No way, no way. I got a song with Twista. Drake won. Shout out Risky Blunt once again. I'm not a bot. I'm a real human. LOL. Drake won. Oh, they was calling you a bot for supporting Drake in the chat. A bot that spends money on YouTube that does super chats is funny. That would be hilarious. Also, Uno. Drake is bought and for by Lucian Grange, or how you pronounce that last name. Kendrick is exposing him as literal industry plant that Lucian uses to distract the public from the real business practices. Okay, so let's talk about that for a hot second. We seen the Kanye West interview. Kanye West is somebody that you also got to take with a small grain of salt, but um, let's put some more, I guess, validity to this Lucian name that Kanye West came out with, right? Um, it doesn't make you an industry plant. I know we use that term a lot. A plant to me is like an informant, okay? Like Donnie Brasco type of shit is my definition of a plant. All right. You're there for totally, you're fooling everybody. Drake is a clear cut musician. All right. And I don't know about any agendas that I feel like he's over pushing. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that vibe. So the industry plant thing, if you happen to have some big wig that's above you, that's how you win. You know what I'm saying? They say it's not about what you know, it's about who you know in this world, right? So this Lucian guy, maybe more of that'll come out. But the same way, Kanye and maybe Kendrick and all these people can open up these narratives now on Drake, like who's really helping you be number one. Drake is opening up the business narratives on Kendrick. The whole thing about dropping give me 50, and we gotta see the splits. We want to see your contract. And Taylor Swift has a hand in when you can do what you want and when you release and all this type of stuff. And there's net business and contract and success related narratives on both of them now. You know what I'm saying? So, like we said about that fucking Alice, that rabbit hole, dog. Like, once you in it, you in it. SJS. They both went crazy. This is all we wanted, a real battle. Now we got one. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. We gonna get up on this joint and pick a winner and a loser. But this is what we've been asking for. This is what we want. Nobody's looking for these guys to kill each other, hurt each other. Hey, your camps, everybody stand down. Don't make it a coastal or a regional thing. I know LA was feeling away like, yo, Kendrick, hold us down. Guys looking crazy. He's stealing Pac and Snoop's voice. Let's go. But it's not that. Let's keep it rap. Somebody gonna win and lose this shit though. We ain't doing that. We ain't letting niggas off the hook. J level up. The goofy delivery brought the track down for me. His voice is so annoying. He has some decent lines though. Kendrick stands making it out like he won. Once again, I think you could either say winning or losing. I don't think it's over. But the voice thing that Kendrick does a lot, I've adapted to it. I'll keep it real. And I think he, once again, from an artistry standpoint, he plays with his voice at times and his octaves. And I don't got an issue with it. Just for me, I don't got an issue with it. I've adapted to it. I know that he does that. And I don't think that it brings down the joint, but I respect the opinion. I respect it. He said, I believe you. I believe you see two bad bitches. Oh, he said when he sees him and somebody, yeah, I remember that line. Kendrick said a lot. He said a lot in the joint, son. Like that was number one for weeks. Our fans ruining this. Oh, yeah. That's why I said, like that is something you could play in a club, dog. Like it goes. I don't want to jump out the window. I don't want to jump out the window. Said nothing. That's been said about Drake before. There's gonna be Drake did some of that on the AI joint, trying to pull bullets out of Kendrick's clip. You know what I mean? He's trying to pull bullets by predicting angles and saying the obvious. Um, Somebody could jump out there and say, "Hey, everybody," because y'all said the pedal stuff earlier, right? For an example, "Hey, everybody, I just want the world to know that I kissed a 17-year-old," right? Somebody put that in the chat. That doesn't mean I'm not gonna dish you for it. If it hits, it hits. If it's creative, it's creative. Look in the world of battle rap, right? We hear repeat angles all the time. It's not what you do, it's how you do it. Somebody comes to the stage with a old angle, but he does it in a crazy, like look at I'll just use a very, very popular one in battle rap. Serious Jones and Math, right? Their physical confrontation, right? The way that Ill Will did it when he battled Serious Jones was creative, was different. It hit, it landed. You know what I'm saying? So it's not what you do, it's how you do it. We're gonna hear old angles from both of them in this joint. But I want to see how they really, I mean, how they put it together. Scrooge, people like simplicity. That's why they're saying Drake. Kendrick gave him too much to think about, and people don't like to think. So there is some truth to that. And that's why I said, as much as I wanted to cut on the stream and say who I think is winning so far, if I just compare, Drop and Give Me 50 versus Euphoria, I said I gotta chill for a second. Give me a second. I gotta let it set in. I gotta listen to it louder. And I want to break down more of all the intricacies of what Kendrick is saying. Because right now, I only got in my mind the obvious stuff that stood out. I know that there's more in there. I know that there is. And I'm not saying that I need it because I think it's a good track already. But I just know that there's more there. And I want to know. I want to know about it. I want to be up to speed on it. And Kendrick he's that type of artist. So yeah, we can't act like there's probably not a lot more in there that people don't know yet within it dropping an hour ago. You know what I'm saying? So, we gotta let's not rush this one. Khalil, appreciate the support, homie. Kendrick is an artist that focuses on quality. Drake focuses on quantity. Drake is like LeBron, longevity and stats. Kendrick is about rings. They play two different games. In my opinion, Kendrick is in the lead. I like that perspective. Two different games because You can have the argument of MJ versus LeBron, and you could have valid points on both sides, right? There are a lot of things in life where I'm more of a quality over quantity type person, you know, battle for battle, event for event. That's like how RBE is, But then on top of it, the quality thing, like some people can rank, where they stand based on the amount of success you have or the amount of money that you make. Drake is gonna say, your money don't add up to mine, or you don't have, your house isn't as big as mine. Your bank account isn't as big as mine. Your tours ain't as large as mine. Your ticket sales, your album sales ain't as big as mine. Right? You can say that to a lot of people. And when you're in that field, is that one of your goals? Like some people, here's a cliche one for you, homie. Stay with me here, Khalil. Stay with me. Here's a cliche one. People say, if you ain't trying to be number one, then what you doing it for? Right? I feel like that's one of them cliche sayings. Keep your enemies close. Cliche saying. Cliches. People pick up cliches. Stop snitching. Somebody screaming that has or wearing a t-shirt with the stop sign has nothing to do with anything street. We're just picking up things. All police are pigs. You just pick that up in the hood. You had no interaction with police. Nothing. You don't do nothing in the street. You pick up things that become cliches and become norms to you, and you never really even fully break them down and apply them to how they interpret in your own life. You see what I'm saying? So, the people that could say, if you're not trying to be number one, then what you're doing it for, Beanie Siegel had a classic line. He said, I'm not the captain of the yacht, but I'm on a boat. I like that. I like that mentality. Getting somewhere, period. You know, Allen Iverson is my favorite basketball player of all time. He has no rings. You're gonna try to tell me that having an Allen Iverson career is a problem? It's not good to have an Allen Iverson career. You know what I'm saying? You're trash as a player if you didn't walk away with the Super Bowl this year. I don't know about that. That's why to me it's cliche. So depending on the angle and the perspective, you could be valid or you could be just talking nonsense when you say quality over quantity. What's my quantity though? Because Drake has had stints where he's been hit, banger song, charting song, tour's been crazy and all that. Whether you like the last album or not or whatever, things are moving out there. So his product is serious outside too. Uh, Perspective, homie. It's perspective. Person to person. It's perspective. All right, what do we got here? Peeps just want Kendrick to snap like he did with the unmastered joint. Let's wait it out. Some things in the water, we just too impatient. I agree. And that's why I had to chill out a little bit, hear my damn self and say, all right. Euphoria. Kendrick, he's back. Or he's outside. He responded. This is what we asked for. LA's happy right now. They was like, yo, hold us Cali. Hold us down, Kendrick. Don't have us out here looking crazy to the light skin ball. Drake for sure got something else to say now. That's why he was begging Kendrick to drop, and Euphoria dropped. And it's a good diss track. And I don't want to rush and give Drop and Give Me 50 versus Euphoria a winner. I want to let's do the breakdowns. We could talk more about this by tomorrow. Let's jump back on this live tomorrow morning, y'all. Shout out to the new members in the building too. Appreciate you. Oh, yeah, we need time. We need more time. He dropped. This is what he was asking for, right? It's up.